Thanks everybody for joining in. 10:58. We'll give it another 2 minutes. My name is Alex Tzamtzis with Belzona Houston. Today we're going to be talking about Belzona Plus. I'll just let everybody trickle in for the next 2 minutes and then we'll get it started. Thank you. All right. Once again, thanks for joining in. We'll go ahead and get this started. Like I said, my name is Alex Tzamtzis, VP of Technical here at Belzona Houston. Today we're going to talk about Belzona Plus, which is something that we've been working on pretty much for the last 10 years, but it's a new uh, standard that the Belzona manufacturer is applying to certain distributors that offer more than just the product. So we are now Belzona Product Plus because we offer not only just product, but everything that we're going to talk about today, which includes consultant support, engineering, local inventory, training, supervision, everything. So, like I said, this is a new, just like your Disney Plus and all those pluses. Uh, Something that we've been doing for a long time, but we realized, wow, we do a little bit more than just give you product, and that's part of our business strategy and how we work with our clients. Starting out with Belzona, it's quite a hefty portfolio of products. Anything from metal rebuild products to concrete rebuild products to composite wraps. We have a lot of products. I mean, some people say, I still don't should have got the number, but a lot of people just throw out 100. It's definitely in the hundreds of products, and there's different ways to use each one of them. Each one has a different purpose, a different compatibility, temperature resistance, erosion resistance. So each one is very specific to what it's going to be able to do in the field. So we have a lot of products, and we know you guys have a lot of problems. Hopefully not, but there's a lot of things that happen in the field. A lot of, you have a lot to do in your job. You're trying to keep a plant running at capacity, trying to meet your yields, but then you got all these issues like corrosion, erosion, stress corrosion, cracking, chemical attack, upsets, all types of things can happen. So we have a lot of products. You guys might have a lot of issues. So you might not have time to match every single problem and circumstance to the correct Belzona product. So that's where our consultant support comes in. So we have uh, 10 about 10 local consultants that are matched up to each specific plant. We have consultants for anywhere from refineries to hospitals, anywhere where you could put Belzona, which is just about everywhere. They can come in, look at your problem, diagnose it, and figure out what product or solution needs to be taking place. So that takes a lot off your plate as far as time or needing to go research something. You just show us the problem that you're having, and we'll come out there, take a look at it in person if possible, and find out if we can help you and how we can help you. So we'll be the communication pathway between you guys and the contractor and all the different teams that you have. You might have three different teams working on one problem. Our guy can be the person to communicate with all of them, make sure he figures out what we need to do. Once that happens, normally the next step is it goes to engineering, especially for involved projects. Our local consultants are going to work with me. I'm one of the in-house engineers, and we also have Devin and Ethan. So we have two more here in-house, and we have some managers here at the office as well that can help out. But what we do is once the consultant gathers all the information, he'll bring it to us. We'll make sure that what he's come up with is the best possible solution. There's a lot of different ways to do these applications at times, so it'll be a little bit of back and forth with our consultants and engineering to find the most practical, efficient, and robust uh, procedure possible, and then we'll draw it up. Especially if it's something weird like these three applications, which is a little out of the box, we're going to draw it up step by step with a 3D drawing software. That way, your team can see the repair, what we're trying to do, understand it better, and typically, when the better you plan, the better the project is executed. For example, here, you have a scenario where you have a sump that's leaking. It's a fairly involved application. You have both steel and concrete. You got leaks coming out of areas that you don't really know where it's leaking. You got a repair that's on there that you're not sure, once you take it off, how bad it is. Just an old stump, so there's limited information on it. So it's really helpful to just we did a full 3D sketch step by step and also put in some hold points and what could possibly happen here and what should we do if this happens. And we were able to communicate this with their team, have a little training, and then this was installed um, to seal this area off. So the procedures are just going to increase your efficiency. You try to think of everything that can happen in the field so that there's no big surprises. Safety is another thing. Typically, when we're writing these procedures and going step by step, that's what gives us time to think about, okay, this might happen here, especially for like leak seals. Okay, if this happens, this is something we got to consider. And then this is a good way for your team to communicate. So instead of having to talk to someone on the phone and explain to them what Belzona is about to do, you can just send them this package. Hey, this is what Belzona is going to do, and they can have a really good understanding of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And typically, when you plan out better, usually the installation happens more efficiently with a better turnaround time, and the quality also improves as well. So you got your consultant helping you out, coming on to taking a little time off your plate because he could just go to the field, get with operations, go look at the asset that has issues, relay it to us. We'll send you the procedure. The next thing is, you got to have some Belzona product to put it on. The good thing is we have a local inventory. We keep it stocked. We keep it stocked to more than a year's worth of supply. So we're constantly re-upping, making sure that we have enough. So it's not something like you need this now and we have to bring it in from the manufacturer in Miami, which could take 3 to 4 days, or it might cost extra because we got to next day air it. So for the most part, we're going to stock all the regular products, all the emergency grade products, which are usually the ones that you need right now. Something like the leak sealing product, the composite wraps. Those are usually the ones that you need now, and we keep a hefty stock of that. We also have a lot of liners in stock, unless we're talking, coating a 3,000 square foot vessel. We should have that in stock, and we probably have that in stock too. Typically, those are a little bit more planned out, but you never know. We do have quite a bit of material. It's here in our shop in Alvin, so we're pretty close, and that's part of the Belzona product plus is you got to have a substantial stock so that you're not, you're a stocking distributor, so people can get it in a hurry. So now you know what product you're using and you know where you're going to get it. The next question is, how are you going to put it on? So there's several ways you can do this, and each client has a different way they get it done. Some like to use their in-bed contractors, which is fine. We do offer training on any one of our products, so we can do a training on we do composite wraps, leak training, liner training. Uh, you know, we do it here in our shop in Alvin. We can also come to your to your plant and do the training there. And we can even do mock-ups. If it's a weird application, we can make a mock-up so they understand what they're doing. So the Belzona is pretty simple, but it's always good to get your hands dirty before you don't want the first time you're mixing a product to be on the actual application. So we make sure that we run through the application, we talk about how to mix, what kind of climatic conditions you need, what kind of QA QC needs to be done, and then we actually do it hands-on. So this picture right here is our ASME engineered composite wrap training. So let's say you got your team trained, but it's their first time using Belzona. We can also offer a supervision of the installation. So let's say you trained a group of four people. They're going to install this wrap on this water line here. This is a pretty complicated wrap. This isn't just a straight pipe. uh, you got a lot of changes in geometry, you're patching, you're wrapping. This is a pretty involved wrap. So we do have supervisors that can come on site. Our consultants can also be there to check in, but we do also offer an experienced person that installs these on a daily basis that can come out and work with your team on their first few applications, just to get the ball rolling. Um, you can do all the training in the world, but doing it in the field is where you learn the most. So if you have a person that's been doing this in the field for several years, they've just seen more things that can happen. And obviously, just like with anything in life, the more experience, the better. So it's always good to have someone there, watch the first couple, just take them through the process and make sure it goes right. So that's like a second way you can do it. You can have your contractors trained, but you can also add in an experienced Belzona supervisor. So we do offer that. And then the third way, which I'll go to the next slide here, is you can just go full turnkey. So we do offer a turnkey service. So basically, a consultant would come out, figure out what product needs to be put on, engineers write up the scope of work, and then our in-house team come in and install it. So we can do full from inspection to turnkey. Speaking of inspection, we also can offer that. So whether it's our team or another team, we can come in and do the inspection. We can meet you there for the hold points. So anything from pre-surface preparation, salt concentration, surface preparation, cleanliness level, first coat inspection, final coat inspection. Coatings require a lot of different hold points that if you're not used to them, you won't really know what to do at that hold point. So it might make a job run a little longer than usual. But we can work with, let's say you have inspectors, we can be there to meet with them. We work with third-party inspectors all the time, so we can make sure everything runs smooth and the coating is put on correctly. And then finally, when you put this all together, it's what we call our planned reaction program. So it's where we get with your team, you meet our consultant, we talk about our solutions and how we can use them in your plant. So maybe you're having a CUI issue that you're on a campaign, you're on a CUI campaign, so you're going to have a lot of repairs for that over the next year, or you just have a lot of leaking pipes, or you have 3 turnarounds this year and you're going to be coding this and that. We can figure out what kind of training do you need. Do you need a turnkey service? Do we need to get an MSA set up with our turnkey team? Are you going to go the supervision route? Do you want to have a stock of product? Maybe you got some big projects coming up and you just want to hold the stock, so you can do that as well. And that's basically the plan reaction program. Every company is a little different, and some are going to use it differently. We have some that they order this much composite wrap material every year. They have 200 people trained every year, and they make sure that they always have material ready for a surprise leak like the one you're looking at right here. So they're always ready to react faster than as fast as possible. So that's just a little introduction into Belzona Product Plus. So it's not just the product, it's a little bit more. We have a lot of different solutions. So if you're looking at tanks, I mean, we can do anything from the internal to the external coating. We can install new equipment with plate bonding. We can fix leaks with composite repairs. We can seal the tank base with tank base sealing. These are all problems everybody has. So we have a lot of different solutions. So for tanks, we would like to get with your tank team, figure out what problems are you having, what solutions are going to work for you guys, and we'll come up with procedures, what to do if you find this, well, you do this. So just like a chart that can make everything just pretty simple, especially during a turnaround. We also do the coatings and liners. So if you're a rotating equipment engineer and you're constantly dealing with pumps, you might want to know what type of coatings do we typically use on pumps, and different, if you have different operating conditions and different chemicals you're pumping, we can pick different products and make sure that we're in your specifications. So if a pump does come out of service for some reason, or you're in a turnaround, we have an option to line it and it's already known, and we don't have to put it through the MOC process or get it spec'd in. So it's just, especially for vessels and heat exchangers, it always just works quicker when it's specified in there. And it's also just better because let's say you have weird chemicals that you're dealing with. If we get ahead of time, maybe we can do some sample testing, figure out what product is correct. We do test a lot of different chemicals and operating parameters, but you might have one that we just don't have testing on. And we might think we have a product that works, but if we're ahead of the game, we can do testing and know that it works. So if you have a vessel coming into a turnaround in 2 years, you can send us the data now. We can figure, okay, we have this product and it has the perfect testing, or no, we think this is going to work, but we should do a test coupon to make sure it's going to work. So it's always good to just get ahead. There's a lot of different situations that occur in the field as far as chemicals, temperatures. So it's to have the quality assurance. It's just a lot better to plan ahead. And like I said, we have a lot of different solutions. So anywhere from your composites to your coatings and liners to your tank work, but we also do sealing areas. Something as simple as you have a manway that's pitted and it's not sealing correctly, we can we can rebuild that manway and have a correct sealing surface. If you have a 50 flanges that need rebuilding, that's something that we might want to get into the plan reaction. That seems like a problem that's reoccurring. So let's figure out what procedure we can use, what product we can use, what's the most efficient way we can fix this, have it in stock, have the people trained, and now next time you're opening up the flanges, let's fix them. And then the next time you open them up, they'll be good to go because we don't no longer have that metallic flange face. We have a non-metallic gasket. We're not going to have that crevice corrosion. So that's the type of things that we can do, is just get ahead of the game with our extensive portfolio line and our consulting. We can take anything from steel to concrete, like you're looking at here. Any problem you have, we could have a solution, and we could have a planned reaction so that we're ahead of the game when it comes to your next turnaround or your next emergency. So your next emergency could be, $100,000, $200,000 less if you can solve it 1 or 2 days quicker. So that's our main goal, is to save money, help the plant run more efficiently, and have less downtime. I mean that's definitely our motto. So that's what the Belzona Product Plus is all about. And we've been doing this for 20 plus years. Our consultants, many of them have 15 plus years of experience, so they know what they're doing. And then our engineering team, we just get, in Houston, there's just so many applications, so many different plants that we get a lot of reps in. So whatever you have, we've probably seen it before, and we're ready to roll at a moment's notice. So I appreciate everybody coming on. If there's any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask them, or put them in the chat. Also, if you want to continue in education credit, just in the chat, just type your name and your email, and then we'll get that email to you. Any questions? I know this was a more of an overview of what we do. We are actually going to start a new series starting next month. So we do the webinars every month. We're going to start a new series where we're just going to educate you on our solutions. We're going to start with weatherproofing, and then we're going to start the next one at the rebuilding product. So we're going to start a new series where we just pretty much go over the whole Belzona portfolio. Just keep in mind you do have the consultant, so you don't really need to know any of this because we can help you with it, but it's always good to know something. Any questions? Well, I appreciate everybody coming on. Like I said, just uh, if you're looking for the continuing education credit, just put in your email and your name in the chat. Other than that, this is about it, and I appreciate your guys' time and have a nice week.